Hopefully everyone's enjoying on stream.
Oh yeah, we haven't been able to see like comments this whole time.
I haven't seen any, but as I don't think there's been any since you're high.
No, we got a few.
Do we? It's not showing up on. I saw like, hey Ashley, hey Tracy, hey everyone.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, yeah, it doesn't seem like this.
Yeah, I mean we don't have a lot of viewers today, so it's fine. It's probably the time. It's an awkward time.
It's fine. It's an ongoing playthrough, so they can catch it on the YouTube.
Exactly. The main point is for everything to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I get it. And it's like it is hard to say anything. Like I'm very engrossed as well.
Valid.
Oh,
Alright.
thank you. Yeah.
Mars is you, Alexis.
Oh yeah. I only did this because you asked. Okay, I warned you. This is dorky stuff. The ancient roots of it all are pretty dubious. In case you were wondering, I think most of it's just made up. I mean, yes, I know that it's all made up, but not even made up by some wise man 1,000 years ago. It's made up by some dude in California. Anyway, what the dude from California does is he organizes this parts of the body into parts of the mind and the spirit, and he says what you should do is think about your body not as a body but as a tool for relating to people. I know they draw them on the body, but it's like, don't think of them as actual body parts. It's the way you communicate. So this chart might help. I think to point it out in a way is to remember that they're all parts of you, but also parts of other people. So you have ways of communication between each other using them. People always ask me for their charts because they want to be flattered about what they're good at. But that's not the point. You need to know where you have trouble too. I looked at mine so much right before we broke up, like it did any good. But, I'm weak when it comes to Venus. That's the distance of breath, which means ability to read the atmosphere. In talking the way that communication through breath, when you're bad at Venus, it doesn't mean that you're bad with words, but you're bad at receiving words. You don't hear them. Or you don't feed other people the words you might need to live. Well, according to your chart, you're bad at that too. So I hope it helps.
Who is Mars talking to there?
Is that some kind of like high-tech astrology?
Yeah. It's like the special astrology for their world and everything. I think it's kind of cool.
Huh.
Because it's all about relating to other people and talking to other people.
Who are all these people?
So this is between Europa and Dr. Nix. Dr. Nix, because of course they both worked during the space when everyone was in space fighting the existential threat. Europa stayed with the Memorial Foundation, as we know, and is working with Lunar Terra. Meanwhile, Dr. Nix is the person who is running helping Pluto run Cradle's Graces. So she's with Cradle's Graces.
Okay.
It's like those are the three like big sciencey people. There's Europa, who stayed with Memorial Foundation. There's Nix, who went to work in Cradle's Graces, and there's the Apodus, who runs Celestial Mechanics.
All right, I can take Dr. Nix.
Okay, Dr. Nix.
All right. She's not coming out of her room, refuses to pilot it. Figures the most well-behaved of all Generation 2 pilots would curb a tantrum like a storm when it finally came.
What? Do you expect me to know what to do about it?
Yes.
It's really your problem, though, isn't it?
Don't start. I'm begging.
Fine. What's the big problem, then? She'll get over it. Is she upset about her sister?
Of course she is, but not for the reason I thought.
What did you think?
That she missed her.
Hilarious. What's the actual reason?
She won't accept a hand-me-down.
The low sushi? She won't pilot it? She won't pilot the perfect second-generation machine just because it was made for her sister?
She wants her own machine made. She's ridiculous. She said it would be fine if she died, but if that's the problem, she flaked out and got bored with space and left her problem in the Halimedi's lap. She won't do it. Her siblings really this petty and mean. Stop laughing and help.
I love that sequence. But yeah, that's Hallie basically just saying, no, not, I don't want to pilot, like, my sister's hand-me-down cool robot. I want my own cool robot. You gotta remember, even though obviously what she's asking for is build me another giant robot that's a huge amount of resources.
Yeah.
Like, very few people actually got a robot, even though they trained as pilots.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you remember that Saturn stole her own robot?
Yeah.
That's the right reason she's in the String of Pearls.
There you go.
Do we get along better or worse than back then?
Let's talk about something else.
Oh, is it really so bad these days?
We don't get along because we're too much like each other.
We used to be so different. What happened?
I got older and learned a lot. That's enough to make me more like you.
You're not giving me enough credit.
Really? Do you think I'd blame you for being too good at teaching me the same lessons that made you who you are?
Well, I'd always hoped.
I'd blame you if I felt like it. There's nothing to blame you for. Nothing you warned me about turned out like you said, so I stopped paying attention to your advice. I thought I was too smart for the rest, so it's just a coincidence we end up like each other. I never managed your lessons.
Are you sure? I was a harsh teacher. Are you really glad for it?
I'm happy for everything I learned, not for everything you taught me. I mean, it wasn't like you were wrong. Everything you said would happen happened, but none of it happened like you said it would. If I followed your advice to the letter, it wouldn't have helped me at all. It was all just different enough. So I came up with my own answers. It wasn't until I looked back on them that I realized it was exactly what you would have done.
Fair, I suppose. I should count that a success for me, but also, due to your effort, for you. That's just what I wanted, though. I certainly never wanted a carbon copy of myself. I wanted you to improve on what you'd been handed.
Did you think you did a good job?
Shouldn't you be asking yourself that question, since you're the one in charge of the education?
I was afraid you'd ask that.
Don't come to me for answers now, of all times.
Well, at least there's plenty of time left for me to turn out right in the end. Oh.
Alright, we got a mission to go into then.
Mm-hmm.
So we can either look at me, the Cold War is over, and the essential threat is gone. The memories still stir there. At the observatory, well, if be put to rest, or buried forever. Deeper cuts in the Garden District, closet of the manufacturing and broken tidal reactor. I kept the colony together. Time and space aren't quite right. For a place to have a real fight. How deep under Luna Terra's skin do you think she can get?
Ooh. Well, I guess I just said a thing with Saturn, so to let Alexis have some, we should go back to Pluto, right? Is that deep cuts?
I'm cool with that. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, which one is Plut's?
Pluto? Oh, top one. Top one's
one's
Pluto.
Okay, I thought so.
You're quiet, Europa. What's up?
So, is that unusual?
Sometimes. But you said I have a briefing for you 5 minutes ago.
Ha! It seems I lost track of time again. But don't you already know what the mission is?
Close the lens to prevent Cradle's graces from opening it any further.
For the purpose of?
Who knows? Memorial foundation on the ground once it's done. There was an observation device for existential threats, but in the end, we never knew if they were seeing what was there, or if we, the observers, were just seeing what we wanted to see. When it became clear that celestial mechanics had been pushing development in the direction of things that did not themselves understand, we chose to destroy the colony.
Later works of the space colony era showed signs of an art and design movement potentially hazardous and implicitly treacherous to the human race. but very lovely. I wish we hadn't caught on so quick. Memorial Foundation on Earth would be loath to admit it, but it's possible it did, and does, in fact, work in one or more ways. Casts it all in a new light, doesn't it?
I didn't expect you to feel so nostalgic.
I have some happy memories of the Academy, don't you?
Yes. Some. But I'd rather move forward in any way at all than keep dwelling.
That's always a virtue, if you've learned from it. And you're not just trying to forget.
Keep your advice to the mission, not me.
Well, I only have an interest in the success of one of those two things. Now, do you want me to give another recommendation again?
Yeah, go ahead.
The top one, Gate Collapses in Nostalgia and Disaster, has some very good CGs and some backstory that you don't get in the other one.
I'm down with that then.
Okay. I'm gonna do some more the Foundation. Well, true ending is gonna be Kratos' Grace in my mind, because that's the character I'm playing anyway. I'll do that when I'm Pluto, I guess.
No, we can still get Kratos' Grace's ending.
Yeah.
It all goes wrong almost immediately. They both should have known better. The observatory looks small from the Academy Gardens, but up close, it's big enough to lose the two of them in. A telescope of a certain kind for observing a threat that was entirely existential and possibly not real, and maybe a weapon too. Maybe a weapon that works so well it destroyed humanity's enemies before we could even prove they were there. Now, even the intellectual curiosity isn't worth keeping it open. There's too many enemies real and existential on Earth to worry about ones elsewhere. The mission wouldn't have become such a disaster so quickly if the two of them had just fought face to face, if they hadn't been a little awkward still after Ares, if there wasn't still so much past to fight. The one known and granted function of the observatory and its lens that sharpens gravity into a laser-sharp gaze, as it brings its time to you before you're ready to it. As it brings time to it. Luna Terra knew she'd never be able to stop Pluto if she saw her face to face, so she went directly to close the observatory's lens. Pluto knew she wouldn't be able to stop her face to face, so she forced the eye to stay open with her gravity alone rather than confront her. A stubborn and indirect fight, like two children pulling on a toy until they tear it in half, and that's what they did. Push, pull, tug, until the iris cracked, contracted, stalled, ground to a halt, exceeded its limits, shattered and collapsed.
Ooh.
Even without the gravity of the colony's tidal reactor, there's enough gravity to, when condensed into a single point, cause disaster.
Move,
Pluto, we have to get her right now.
Luna T, you idiot, stubborn jerk. Mars is right about you. I told you I wouldn't budge. Why did you call my bluff like that?
You're right, I'm an idiot. It's my problem and it's all my fault, so move!
My cores are desyncing, my gravity quake is destabilizing their tidal resonance, you jerk, I can't move.
Why did you keep pushing knowing it's going to happen? I'm more stubborn than you always.
No! Not having it. You already said everything is your fault. So that's true forever. Until the end of time, which this gravity quake is probably going to take us to.
Fine, I'll place my reactor in presence of yours to stabilize. Then max thrust and we'll get out of here.
There's no way your ship has enough power to keep up.
Then leave me!
No, you need to live so I can keep yelling at you. Don't even think about not leaving with me.
Now let's do what I said in the first place. Get out of the observatory before it swallows us. Have you even been in the epicenter of a gravity quake? Maybe it'll be fine.
Don't you dare make me feel better. I shouldn't.
The iris is shuddering and shattering and sparking. The tidal forces rock through them. Living in space means not having to know which way is up, but now they can't even tell when is up. Down and up and left and right are everywhere and nowhere. The exit of the closing eye is forever, out of the reach of space and time.
What's going on? That's upside backwards.
I can't steer. How can you?
Here, fine, I'll guide you. Hold on. The pulses start...
That already happened. It's about to happen.
Uh-oh.
It's happening right now. It might happen. It's continuing to happen.
Lindsay, calm down. You know better than to be paralyzed by linear time like that. Just do it, whatever it happens to be, whatever comes up. Forget the tense. It's that you're about to do it. You'll do it. If you've done it, it's done. And you already have done it. If it can't. So what's next?
It's always the future in space. That's the point of coming to space. You go there when you want to be in the future, now. It's the world of the will be and the maybe to be. Never is or was. Reaching but never grasping. A future severed from the present that causes it. Light floods from the iris of the lens. Then it shuts. Then it shuts again. Many infinities to come.
I'm Pluto. What's your name?
I'm Terra. I'm assigned to protect you.
You're sweet, but so sad. I'm happy to meet you. When I'm happy, you seem sad. Why is that? Oh no, that's super annoying. Dr. Nix keeps telling me people think it's rude when you just read the story off of them instead of asking them first.
You're not supposed to be able to do that to me.
No, oh no, sorry. I'm excited, but do happy things make you sad?
Ha. Sometimes a little. I'm glad you're having fun at least.
I'll make sure you have fun too. I can share being happy. That's the function of love. Do you love me? Yeah, you get it. Love makes the universe work. Do you know physics? You don't have to be jealous of me. You know everything I was given. You deserve that too. I'll cut your old dead name out of the story, just like you did it for me.
Whoa.
Focus, Terra. You have to be faster than thought. You have to feel. Trust your instincts. Cut through the edges of the possibility space.
Luna T, it's okay. It's hard, but you don't have to cry. There's lots of us here. We can beat them together. I don't know what to do. What they want is impossible, but I want it too. Why can't I just make it happen? I can see everyone's desire, but I just can't make it all fit. Why can't I forgive them? Why can't this work? Why won't anyone help me? If only I was bigger, but I'm messing it all up. If only I wasn't here.
You're part of it. Don't erase yourself from the equation. You're the universe. They hate us. They'll never be happy in the universe when we're happy too. So let's run. If they don't want us to be part of humanity, we don't need their cradle either. They're considering escalation of the conflict. Memorial Foundation wants to keep it existential disagreement, but Earth wants to make it military. I guess we weren't human enough to be wanted on Earth, but we're human enough to be dealt with the way humans do. The better we do against Memorial Foundation, the more it pushes them to write us off as a lost cause, prevent the complications we'll cause up here by killing us.
You were so hard on them before. Forgiving your enemies is good.
It's cruel to take us back. They're trying to protect us. They're the ones who understand how hard it is. They knew we couldn't escape Earth's gravity, and I guess they know it too. That's a war with no point. They don't even have to worry.
Is the chance worth it?
I don't know.
Where would you bet?
On them.
You should go.
No, not without you.
No, dummy. Go so you can save me if I mess up, and I'll stay in case you do. I don't trust them, but I trust you. Whichever of us fight will deliver the other future. Deliver the other the future.
Light blows through the iris, fragments, and the universe exists again. A place and a time. Clinging to each other in that place are Pluto and Lunar Terra, touching to remember they're alive, broken but alive.
Pluto, are you okay?
Of course not. We're almost swallowed by time and space. I almost lost you again. And I had to go through it all again, everything.
Me too. It was hard. It was so hard, but we did it.
We messed up.
There's no fixing it. But who cares? We're still here.
I'll still fight you to the end. But just so I know it's for real. So you can stay like this for a little if you want to.
Yeah.
Like, where I'm at currently in the game is I don't like the idea of going to Earth because I know the Earth is garbage. I live here right now, and they were like in, what, 1980? I wouldn't want to live in 1980.
In alternate 1980s, yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust. I mean, I don't know how the civil rights movement and stuff went down there in alternate time.
Well, again, that's the reason. They keep on saying someone like Mars, or you don't know who Mars is, but someone like Pluto couldn't lead an entire space faction on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
She can only do it in space. And the fact that she can do it in space and truly achieve her potential is frightening to the people on Earth.
Hmm.
Yeah, so...
And it's not unusual if you look how Pluto is coded and everything.
Yeah. Which is why if I had a Gundam that could move gravity, I'd fly into Earth's orbit and kill all the Memorial Foundation on Earth.
Well, that's the thing. You can't land on Earth in a ship self. They stop working.
Could solve gravity, I guess.
Yeah, Earth's gravity is too strong.
I see. Then I would make a better ship.
Nuke it from orbit.
Actually, I tell you something. Eventually, Lunar Terra will mention something that actually you might be interested in, Alexis. Then.
Okay.
But yeah.
Can I send the moon flying into Earth?
I'm not saying anything. We've got to read the story.
I know.
They call me Lunar Terra for a reason.
I just said. Tracy will tell you that I'm very good at spoiling the end of things by just guessing.
But what was it? I do remember that it's nice because it's nice to see the past Pluto and the past Lunar Terra and everything in a direct way. And it's nice to get some very clear, even though I think we had a nice one in an email earlier, but a very clear sort of, yes, these characters are trans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pluto was hella trans in that scene, so...
Oh, Pluto's hella trans when she talks to Mars as well. There's lots of stuff she says that make it, really obvious. But that's, using the term dead name is kind of important to make it, you can't say it's anything else.
Yeah, there's nothing else that would be.
What was it? What was it? The one downside is we never ever see Saturn's younger self. Mm-hmm. When they say she was a good girl, and I just think, that would have been really friggin' hilarious to have Saturn confront her younger self. So, I just get a feeling maybe there was a bit where she was like, "Come on, everyone, let's do our best for celestial mechanics and all the research it's doing to help everyone on Earth." And she's like, "Oh God, go away!" I just get the feeling that maybe she was really a good girl. She was a planeteer or something.
Yeah, we did a good job assigning me because I definitely feel like that is the one that I like best, Cradle's Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't feel like
Celestial Mechanics.
Celestial Mechanics is a shitbag.
Yeah, that's only because you know the person who. But everyone else in Celestial Mechanics is really nice.
Yeah, well,
Saturn and
killing him is
Mercury
easier than
and-
killing everyone on Earth, I guess. That was try to stop me. So
And ship.
they still have hope. I mean, it's just one shot, and it's good.
Yeah.
They got guns. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. I hope there's an ending
'cause
that I
you
can
can't-
shoot him in the face.
You can't really kill anyone in a ship self. That's the thing. It's just
Okay.
about to be explained in this one thing here.
But she
Here
can
we
jump
go,
into his
it's-
cockpit.
Yeah, you could. It's not like it's not dangerous, but like generally when you fight with a ship self, you can't kill anyone. Sorry, Tracy.
Sorry. I'm just very bad at timing to cut in with. Anyway, in a ship self, you don't have to worry about dying. Not in the same sort of way. A ship self, isn't even a weapon. It's a body for living and traveling in space. It's equipped for doing the sorts of things that humans need to do, like fighting. The ship self, which lets you express like your own body, better than your own body, as units are falling in love and having fights. It's formed to literally suit us. It bears only the most abstract resemblance to something designed to kill another human being. The most efficient possible form for ending lives as quickly as possible. Look like anything like a human. That's why Europa designed him for a child's toy. The ship self isn't the perfect form for war. It's a form that by nature turns war into something else. Part of it's due to humanity's relative weakness in space, separated from the origin of our gravity. Even with the power of our tidal reactor, we're barely come close to developing a ship self with the gravitational and metacultural authority equivalent to human beings on Earth. While humans on Earth seem to devote most of this authority to keeping their shape, identity, and differentiations from other humans, a ship self is less authoritative than even this. Though in space, there would be far fewer restrictions than humans on Earth. If ship self were to make planetfall, it would be crushed under human pressure and rendered lifeless.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Europa.
Oh yeah, Europa makes it. It's an evaluation of the apparatus. How lovely. No, it's gratifying to know you share my suspicions as well. As I understand, that is the purpose of this committee, to prepare for any eventuality. That this was a possibility hadn't crossed your minds was beginning to worry me. Oh, I'm no less worried now, but you're asking how to deal with the apparatus. That sense of superiority he has is not a weakness, it's truly dangerous, and not just unpleasant. If he seems gracious or forgiving about a loss, it's only because he's utterly confident he will eventually be able to surpass you. But he's a realistic man. He will find the easiest route. Merely coming out on top in the end is enough. He wouldn't consider the quality of how he got there. In fact, it would reinforce his sense of superiority to know he surpassed you without having worked as hard as you did. He's shockingly good at predicting others, except for the moments in which he has wildly underestimated one. These fascinate me in particular. He can be so uncanny when it comes to gleaning specifics from trivial behavior, and then he is blindsided by the most obvious conclusions. His lack of respect for inferiority is quite stunning. His win rate without having it should appall anyone with a general respect for human beings. That is like, an evisceration.
Oh,
Utter garbage.
That is. Oh, here we go. Okay, it was this one. What is the moon drop, Luna Terra? Helamine says it was something you used to talk about.
Oh, yeah. We were thinking about crashing the moon to Earth.
Literally?
Yeah, that too in the end. The goal of the space program was to make all of the solar system figuratively equivalent to Earth. We humans touch it, it becomes ours. That's why we use the Greek word to identify physical bodies of space, and the Roman to represent our understanding and incorporation of it.
Which is why Mars was called Ares and so on. Just so you know.
We were being silly, taking a metaphor way too literally and way too far, joking and crushing the solar system together. It'd make sense to return it. It'd be nice and neat.
Killing absolutely everyone.
Yeah. It was a horrible thought I shared with Palamede. She hated it, but she kept on arguing about it with me. The Earth looks so fragile and small here, and the moon looks so big. That's probably why. It was a bad joke and she never thought it was funny. Huh.
Good. She's perceptive when she comes to that. She's very perceptive when it comes to that. I'm surprised always that people can find that self-destructive streak of yours harmless or imperceptible.
I'm glad she didn't. I'm surprised you kept me around given that.
Should I have given up?
Is that even a question? You should have followed your instincts.
You appear to be misunderstanding. I take my work very seriously. As a leader, a woman, as a pilot of the Memorial Foundation. You know that there are very real things Memorial Foundation believes in, and I believe in them too.
Yeah.
In seeking to bring all people together, however, there are choices that have to be made. Should we cut the world to fit its people, or the people to fit its world? That is what we struggle with the most. Cut does not have to be a bad thing. It can be what's right for you or for the world. Making space for what exists without allowing it to be erased. Those the world abandons die, which is unacceptable. Or they become another world, which is also unacceptable.
The kind of violence. Like smashing the Earth into the moon, hoping for togetherness, and killing everyone instead. We didn't think to the right solution, but at least we knew it was a wrong one.
So, we're gonna crash the moon into Earth?
No, it's just that Luna Terra spoke about it with Halimede when they were together,
Yeah.
being girlfriends. And
God, Luna Terra, just... the reference.
Gotta date 'em all. Gotta date 'em all. I mean, it's a fitting character for you to play, given the people on this stream.
I mean...
That's true. So it's sort of like, I always... Like, it does seem that Luna Terra and Pluto were, like, close, but I get the feeling there was something, because of how different their relationship is to the others, that they were never, like, together. They were just, like, really close.
Mm.
But, you know, Luna Terra was definitely with Mars, and she's definitely was with Halimede.
I feel like they were together. I feel like it was just a different relationship. I think that she understood her in a way that the other people didn't.
Oh, yeah. That's why they're the main characters now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the idea that we might see later is that out of everyone we've seen, no one's the main character. There is a character in here who is probably the main character, but we haven't seen her yet.
I'm gonna say it's just not a main character situation. We've got three people that are
No, it is kind of, the original version of the story. Apparently was an ensemble cast. It was very more spread out, so a lot more of the other characters had a lot more screen time, but they eventually ended up focusing it on just these three.
Anyway,
maybe we could have them all turn up in a Super Robot Wars game. Just saying.
They could make an indie robot game with a bunch of cool queer people making games about robots.
Let's get all the recent queer games. Let's make everyone who isn't in a sci-fi space opera in a sci-fi space opera somehow, and have that.
The car I'm getting, the car loser is now Megas XLR.
Lady Killer is now space opera.
No, that's the thing. I want friggin' 2 battleships. I want the Beauty to run a battleship, and I want the Prince and Carmen Sandiego, I keep calling her, and the boss to run a spaceship, battleship themselves, and I want like the Beast and the Stalker to have their own robots that fly out of those battleships, and everything. Once I learn more about how to make games, I'm making it with my magnum opus. But first of all, shooting games. Easy to make shooting games first.
Yeah.
Do we want to do the last one for this bit?
Yeah, let's finish it off with a scene here, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, deeper.
I have no recommendations for this one.
Okay.
Both versions are good.
Come on, Europa. It's weird when you won't order me.
Do you not see this interesting chest harness I'm wearing? Clearly I'm the one that likes being ordered. I mean, anyway.
Yeah,
Can't you see I'm hesitating? Show some politeness.
Chest harness.
I do wonder what she's wearing.
Yeah, right?
So cool. Oh, wait, there are some sketches. I'll look them up later off stream.
Alright.
Can't you see that I'm hesitating? Show some politeness.
It's weird to see you hesitate. You don't do it.
Pardon me? Then stop making it more weird. If you please, let a woman be weird for once.
I have no problem returning to the colony. I wouldn't have thought you would have more hang-ups with me. I would have thought you know me.
You have more than me.
You have no regrets, no pain at any of your training, or your service in the war, or anything that happened there? About the people you met there?
I don't have any problem returning to the Grange colony for this mission. The academy where you shaped us all. No, I'm happy to put it to rest. I was a real idiot, so I don't mind seeing it trashed, or trashing it a little more to stop the celestial mechanics pilot from taking back the Lagrange reactor.
Ah, so you've taken interest in Saturn.
Professionally, she's a dangerous enemy.
Look at her face there.
It's an enemy situation, I swear!
Oh, she's my enemy right now.
Yeah, we didn't make out or anything. She was in Iapetus's division, but she was, yes, very clever. The Lagrange reactor is a worthless shard of nostalgia. Iapetus might be truly egomaniacal to send that prototype unit after it.
It's a bad sign. The worst fights always happen over something worthless.
It's certainly a trap, but you know that. It's still a chance to get one over on him and stop that pilot, if you're prepared to be serious.
I'm always serious.
Are you serious enough to stop playing?
I'm not playing.
Whether you are serious or playing isn't a matter of how you feel about it, it's a matter of whether are you committed or not. Or if you're playing because you simply can't decide. You can't play forever.
I told you I still haven't decided. I'm not closing off the future until the last moment.
Decide what you want about the future when the future comes. But you'll never move from this point if you don't decide how you feel about that pilot.
Europa.
Oh dear, you are feeling guilty again. Well, that's to be expected. I don't mind if you lose against that one or win.
Just choose, right? You don't have to tell me. I know what happens if I don't. Fight for real in a fun way. Or fight for real in a fun way.
Okay, so here's the thing about where I'm at. Like, I keep joking about killing the people on Earth, but like really, it's just like for me, like I know, like, I don't want to be spoiled about the end or anything, but it's just like terrifying to me as a trans woman to go back onto Earth.
Yeah.
As a trans woman of color.
No one stops being trans. Something like that is. You got to remember, like everyone, when you learn about the basic thing that all of the factions are doing, all of them are bad. The reason they work is because the main characters change them.
I see. Okay.
So don't worry, no one stops being trans. That would be.
I didn't think they would do that. I just, like, my mind is still like nervous about the very idea of it.
Yeah. I mean,
well, yeah, it does seem like. I can see why it would feel worrying to you.
Yeah.
I just picked one for each of them right from the start and just did it for my first 3 playthroughs. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I could see all the stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
I get that, and I will probably eventually do all of them on stream or something. Fight. I mean, I like the choice of fight for real in a fun way, in that I know that what that means. But fight for real in a fun way. We could just go ahead and, fight.
I'm in favor of fighting. I'm in favor of quotation marks fighting.
Okay. Well, then it has been decided. It's not like this is the final choice, I don't think.
A surprise attack isn't very sporting.
Don't be jealous just because I got mine off first.
Oh! You got a wound on me in the Lagrange reactor shell. That's not a good enough deal?
No way. In fact, apologize! Hiding so I can't surprise you again is so unfair, Terra. Let me bully you some more.
Damn. I'll pass.
Are you sure?
Are you sure you don't want to be bullied? See if you can find me first.
You like cat and mouse games, don't you? You want to try it again? I won't let you just play a game this time.
Can't you find me when I'm serious? Then I'll get serious.
Terra hides in the Garden District. The one part of the colony she has no memories of. The Garden District doesn't have any trees or flowers or plants. It's not that kind of garden. The garden for the children, meant to inherit space. Not like Terra, who came in the first generation. Teenagers too old to mold by Earth's gravity to inherit the cosmos. The second generation was raised here, in the light of Colony Center. The range tidal reactor Terra remembers, like the sun, with the hope that they would grow freely in the lightest of gravity, free of Earth's weight. Terra, the one holding the useless shell of the reactor now, even broken and even useless, LT doesn't feel comfortable holding it. It's an unpleasant, untrustworthy object. It feels wrong to hold. It was made by people, but it doesn't seem like it was. It's a fake, but it's unsettlingly close to the celestial mechanics, to what the celestial mechanics eventually intended it to be. When they seized control of the reactor before the conflict broke out, something not made by humans.
If it's so useless, why don't you just give it back?
You can tell what I'm thinking, huh? Read between the lines. Just like Pluto, but different. Something I still can't understand. You've been playing with her too, haven't you?
I sure have. Jealous? Of which of us, though?
Both. I could never read the story like you both. I'm straightforward.
That's not even a little true. You're being way too stingy with the narration.
Narration?
You can't perceive space-time as a story? A narration spun out of the ambient gravity of humans? Telling you about everything, that is, if you can listen. You can't see how obviously your envy is bleeding out and everywhere, can you?
I'm slipping, huh? Letting out more than I thought. But see why I'm jealous? I don't know anything about what you mean. I wish I could speak that language.
Yeah, it's amazing. You should be really sad you don't speak it.
I just like this absence.
Your impression on the narrative is something like spilled whiteout, a gushing ocean of bleach, which is like a pain in the ass for someone like us. You also have a habit of acting too fast to get caught up in the story, especially when it's not going your way. 3 times faster than the story knows what to do with. Gundam reference.
That's how. You are different from Pluto. She would swell into the atmosphere, but you slowly bleed into the spaces between the lines. I can feel you seeping through, blurring the lines between one and the other. What is it you're after?
Curious? Then stop hiding.
The rain-slickened street are looking more and more the same. The weather is malfunctioning, and the moisture regulator is shot. And the falling gravity is doing strange things, playing strange tricks. Mira Chrysium's feet are wet. She's afraid. She's falling right into the trap that feels like it's in every direction at once.
You can't trick me.
Terra dodges. At the last second, or never there. If Saturn bleeds into the narrative, then Terra's tricks is having a real habit of interrupting the story just when it's about to get good. Good thing she'll never know how much Saturn and Pluto think that's cool.
I have eyes too, Terra. Don't think gravity alone is enough.
Saturn swipes again. Terra wouldn't be hit by such a thing, but she isn't ready for the dripping, sparkling neural lighting. She misjudges the distance. the unsureness of the gravity, Mir Christian sparks and bleeds from the left arm. When the Terra swings her spear, crushing the spring of pearls into the ground. It crumbles, then darts away, lost in the mist, Saturn worse off. But her machine will fix itself.
Ooh.
And the poison in Mir Christian's systems is only getting worse.
You almost got me, but not quite. Is your game off a little today, Terra? I thought you were going to be serious.
You're going to have to do a lot better than that if you want to see me serious.
You're misunderstanding? I'm going to cheat. You're the one who has to take this seriously. How's that arm feeling? Still sparking? Still gooey? It doesn't take that much, you know. Have you been cleaning your system regularly?
What kind of fight are you looking for?
A one-sided fight where you try your hardest and still lose.
Looking for payback?
What? No, who cares about that? It's for you. Because you love getting owned. You're never holding back. There's no way I can beat you. You're even stronger than any story anyone's told about you. You always win and no one touches you. If ship self fights were life and death, that would make you a genius. But they're not. They're made in the image of plastic toys to fight like plastic toys. So that makes you an idiot for not playing along and being honest. You'll save a lot of time if you give in and say I'm right now.
If you beat me for real, that'll be all the answer you need.
Stoic to the last, but that's great. Your holding out on me is actually kind of delicious. When's the story going to tell me what's happening? When are you going to let me hear about all the static in your joints, the trembling in your mask, your slackening grip? I'm on the edge of my seat, waiting to know.
Terra knows that it's true, but I can't sense where she's at all. But she knows immediately that Terra knows she knows.
Tell me about that, and I promise, without any fate or fear. There. Tell me all about that, and I promise, without any hate or fear, I'll listen. You don't believe me, but I promise. I promise I won't laugh or hurt you. I can't see you, so you can escape if you want. I'll let you keep that little ball even. And the poison will wear off. But I want to see. Do you want to show me?
The Mercurium crashes on the ground, skids along the wet streets of the colony. Her legs give out, her arms too weak to catch her fall. Sugar Pearls lands gently, surprisingly, but that's what these ships were meant to do. They're meant to land gently. Even their electrotoxins are tingly, not painful, in a warm, numbing sort of way, like licking a battery with every part of your body. There's no way that Terra can stand up. As soon as she lets it all in, she falls in a mess, totally defeated.
Oh wow, you really did it. You got so quiet. You're so well trained. You're the big, strong ace, but you shut down so quickly. You really can't deal with me at all. Why is that?
Didn't you say you weren't going to bully me?
I'm showing all possible restraint. You really did make it hard. I thought you were kind of cool. You really acted like you knew what you were doing. Even though you were so scared.
Leave me alone.
Oh no, baby, but you love this. You're looking forward to it. I can see right through you. These ships are meant to touch, but you never lose. You never let anyone in. Thinking of this as losing at all is actually kind of sad. You want to give this all up and drag me home? Are you really sure? Luna Terra, you really ought not to lie to me so much. This smug, untouchable Luna Terra that I used to hate, she's so boring. But the you that you don't want anyone else to see? That's a much better you. That's the you I want to see.
Luna Terra is conscious of her own breath, of the unconsciousness pulsing rhythm of her ship self, which trembles, and not just from the electrotoxins. She really can't move in any sort of effective way, and that's why the feeling isn't fear or even helplessness. It's anticipation. If she thought that she trusted Saturn as much as anyone else, not at all. Now that she has no choice, she was surprised. She trusts Saturn so much, even knowing exactly what she wants to do. Saturn plucks the broken reactor out of Miraculous's hands and tosses it away like trash.
And I will. Now that I have the power to peel your skin off and see it. I'm really happy. I never thought I'd finally get to see you like this, even though you're letting me. Little secrets just for me that narration will never tell.
For you only.
So only I get to see you twitching and helpless? No one else knows?
Not telling, but it's just for you, so keep it ambiguous.
Got it. I could be straddling you and pinning you. That's certainly possible, but not for certain. I'm not saying anything definite.
You've got it. Thank you. I've got my pride.
Yeah, your pride? Tell me about that.
It's worth a lot to me.
Then I'm worth even more, right?
Ooh.
Ooh, hey. We have picked all the sexy stuff for Saturn.
Yeah.
But then again, Saturn, all of Saturn's things are sexy.
Next time Saturn, when we play as Saturn, we'll just have her lose a bunch to make up for all the times she's won.
In all fairness, she's randomly won these last 2 times.
Yeah.
But what is it? She did lose in the first one.
First one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is Luna Terra Memorial Foundation pilot.
Yeah.
And the day is almost here. The deadline to save everyone who came up to space with us, fought with us, tried to bring everyone up with us. If we shut down the lunar gravity well, there won't be any choice left. The power that keeps our ship cells in check will fall apart. We won't have anything anywhere else to go but home. If we kill the dream, no one will die. We really, really hope that's true. No one should die in space. No one should die, period. No one has to die, because ship self-combat is shimmering missiles of light, cosmic explosions, electricity that sears through the soul, blade sciences impossible for a human to produce, dances of combat without end, a fight against ideas with toys. Humans would never know that sort of compassion to each other. Earth dances a single atomic particle, fired at near light speed directly into the cockpit core. A true weapon from a military force. The quickest, most efficient, instantaneous, unavoidable way to kill a human. Most boring possible way to pointlessly die. No drama, no meaning, just nothing.
Okay. That's the one thing. It's not a single atomic particle. The only time they ever say that, and it's always kind of irritating me, because we all know the Rutherford-Appleton experiment from school.
I don't. I'm not good at smart.
Is that the oil drop, or...?
That's the one where they fired alpha particles at gold foil.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quick one for you, because so we can teach everyone something then, in case you don't know. So, the experiment was to fire alpha particles, which are essentially the nucleus of a hydrogen atom, at a thin sheet of gold foil, and it was to determine the structure of the atom. Because at the moment, everyone felt that the atom was kind of squidgy, and alpha particles would just pass straight through it. They generally expected all the particles to go straight through the foil. because atoms are so small, and because the only thing in between the atoms is empty space. If you fire like a single atom of anything at anyone, 99.9% of the time it won't hit them. It'll just pass straight through them. That's why you've always got to remember, like, there's a sort of a bit where eventually stuff interacting is very rare.
Mechanics, shit gets weird, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but that isn't even quantum mechanics. Realm of an atom's perfectly understandable. It doesn't get all really quantum until you get to electrons.
Hey, once you get my level, everything is quantum mechanics.
Yeah. Okay, so now
I'll be
Pluto.
So it'll be me. It's January 30th, 1981. In the end, they might get everything they want in the way that no one wants. If we open up the lunar gravity well, then we can establish forever another Earth. And maybe another. We can inhabit the whole system. That will cut humanity into two, and more. Business will be much further. Everything will be even farther from them. How much are we going to lose? How much will we never be able to give them? The moon is very close to being part of Earth. It's full of life. The humans can live here now. And it feels impossible. And I don't want to give it up. We should break it off forever, shouldn't we? All I want is to stitch these two humanities together. But if one of us dies as a result, I will fight forever to keep that precious thing alive. Pluto, Princess of Citadel's Graces.
It's January 30th, 1981. They don't have a name because naming gives it power, and not naming it gives it more. It must be in every corner, behind every door, far, far away in the spaces between the stars. It is defined and categorized in every human culture, and is deliberately omitted from explicit naming conventions by Memorial Foundation in favor of a euphemism that keeps captivating the imagination, such as the existential threat, rather than a specific word that would stimulate the imagination. But the trick like this will not work. In the euphemism is a hollow void that can hold all the fears and all possibilities. Through gravity, humans decide what is real and what is not, but what is not does not stop existing. And it, like humans, can decide. It's the kiss of inverse, of everything that humans can imagine but can't become. The shortcut to attaining it is to forsake everything that humans already are. If a bunch of humans get tricked into going there, it would make a very convenient enemy for Earth. That's their real fear. But before that happens, I will tell you a little secret. Ready? Saturn, Celestial Mechanics Test Pilot.
Day 7.
Right.
Dawn of
And
the
now-
final evening.
Oh, receiving report.
Okay. Receiving report. Report data unverifiable. Waiting manual acceptance. Report accepted. Damage to Lagrange colony indicates most likely fulfillment of duties. Incoming alert all Memorial Foundation troops. Prepare the landing on the moon base. Alert Kratos bases and Celestial Mechanics troops have seized control of the gravity well. We
Whoa.
have prepared for the confrontation we have feared, but there's still hope. We will bring everyone home safe. We have Earth on our side. We will be prepared. Generating new assignments. Assigning scouting mission. Verify status of Earth-controlled autonomous military units. Assignment: free time. Spend as much time as you wish before the battle. Your record is clear. Indicate that you have understood your new orders. Why? Ready for gravitational catapult. Welcome home.
Right.
Whoa,
Let's get
Celestial
to the
Mechanics is up there after that.
Whoa, yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Let's get that game saved.
Yeah. I guess if I choose Celestial Mechanics again,
Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
that's Celestial Mechanics. I click save. Did it save?
No.
No. Okay, is it freezing?
You don't click save, you click the item. The
Okay, overwrite.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
37.
Alright, thanks for joining us for Heaven Be Mine, everyone.
Yeah.
Indeed, thank you very much. I need to rush off, I guess, because it's
Yeah,
getting late.
sorry everyone, follow Ashley, she's really nice.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, go follow Ashley at Yo P Smith.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there. There.
Yeah. Sleep well, Ashley. Sorry about all that.
What? No, don't be sorry. It was great fun. It's really fun to do this with you, and I hope if anyone watching this finds this at all interesting, please do go and try out Heaven Will Be Mine on your own, because you can make your own little super robot story out of it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, support developers. It's a cool game.
Yeah, check it out.
I want them to make more.
And hey, I mean, like, right, we made a lot of different choices. Even if we streamed this once a week, it would still take us a long time to finish it, even at this pace of like 2 hours per stream.
Yeah.
So.
Because there's other versions as well.
Yeah. So there's lots of content for you to see that we didn't do. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Again, check out Tracy's Patreon, please, please, please. And, of course, mine if you got money after. I really appreciate everyone being here and being on the stream. And everyone who's watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Leave a comment if you liked it and like what things you like to see and what you think about the characters and deep thoughts. I'm down to interact. Anyway, have a nice day. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.